Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 6, and this is going to be my trailer breakdown for Episode 11 for this season, otherwise entitled Love is a Battlefield, and for those asking, no, I will not sing a portion of that song at the moment, but yeah, here's the trailer for that episode, and then we'll talk about it after.
There's something off.
What happened? Nothing. I broke a bottle over some loser's head.
You've been acting kind of different.
You're the Flash. You know best, right? Behind every great man is a woman. Rolling her eyes.
I don't need you to save me.
The Flash, new episode next Tuesday at 8/7 Central, only on the CW.
So yeah, interesting. It looks sort of interesting. It'll be interesting to see what the actual episode provides. But last episode was obviously the mid-season premiere, and a lot happened. As I said in my review from yesterday, if you haven't watched it, why not go check it out after this? But a lot happened. It felt like almost like 2 or 3 episodes in one, but still managed to be, like, usually when that is the case, usually, okay, it wasn't a very good episode, it was all over the joint. But that episode managed to be the second best episode of the season, in my opinion. Some disagree, which is fine. But in my opinion, it was, and it really made Iris such an interesting character, and that's going to continue in this episode. But of course, at the end of it, we see Iris, pretty much the fallout from her jumping into the whole black hole situation head on and really cracking it, and pretty much almost releasing the diss track on a McCulloch Technologies as well as Black Hole. But we see her basically crack the code, if you want to call it, as to what was going on there, specifically with the Ava situation, as in Ava McCulloch, get into the office and actually get dragged in to the mirror by what looked like the Silver Surfer, but as I'm sure most of us should be able to put 2 and 2 together, it's Ava McCulloch, that's actually trapped in there. Well, we should presume she's trapped in there, and it will be interesting to see how that plays out in this episode, because as you can see from the trailer, Iris is out and about, so how specifically does she get out, and is it actually Iris? Well, we'll talk about that in the rest of the video. But of course, before we jump into the actual breakdown of the trailer, we will quickly go over the synopsis or description for the episode, as it does give us a bit more context as to what's going on specifically in the trailer, or even some stuff that's going on outside of the trailer as well. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below what you're looking forward to most in this episode, any theories you have. I guess the main one is, do you think that's our Iris, or do you think it's a different version of Iris? Yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys think about that. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support and I guess excitement for what's coming from this episode. Barry and Iris plan a romantic dinner for Valentine's Day, but their evening is interrupted by an old foe, Amunet. Meanwhile, Frost gets into the holiday spirit and attempts to help Allegra reconnect with an old love. But of course, we do start the trailer by seeing Iris and Barry at dinner. We'd also seen this through our promo images. Now, of course, this will serve as the Valentine's Day episode, as the synopsis, well, it clearly says it right there. So this is Barry and Iris. This is, it's Barry and Iris on their yearly romantic dinner, because I think we only ever see them out to dinner like once a season. Sometimes we don't even get it once a season, but we're getting it now, so I guess it's fitting it's on Valentine's Day. But obviously, Barry is a bit uncomfortable. He senses that something isn't really right with Iris. She isn't acting normal, and it's sort of like how we saw in episode 7, you know, The Last Temptation of Barry Allen, part 1, right towards the end, pretty much the cliffhanger, right after Ramsey had taken full control of Barry. Iris knew pretty soon after that something wasn't right there, that you know, at least it wasn't Barry under full control. Something definitely wasn't up, and you know, Barry can, you know, sense the same here with Iris. Now, I guess the big question coming off the end of last episode is whether we will pick up with Iris out of the mirror world that she was dragged into at the end of last episode by the Silver Surfer, or will we flash back to what happened, you know, in the mirror world throughout the episode? They really could go either way. I'm interested to see which storytelling technique they go with, because I don't think we're going to get like, oh my god, over the next 4 episodes we'll find out exactly what happened in the mirror world, or if throughout the episode we might start off with like a 5-10 minute sequence, maybe like a 5-minute sequence with what exactly happened there, you know, following on from the cliffhanger, or we jump to it every now and then. Personally, as a personal preference, just because the Flash in the past, whenever they've done flashback episodes, they don't do it as well as something like Arrow, which, you know, built itself around the flashback technique. Whenever the Flash has done it, it hasn't been that amazing. It's sort of worked. Like, I remember the DeVoe episode in season 4. That was good. That was really well structured. They structured it like an Arrow episode, but not every episode can work around that. Like, I don't think it will necessarily work in this episode, to be completely honest. So I would prefer if they did it the linear way. So just get a 5, maybe 10-minute sequence at the beginning. I'd say 5 minutes, where it just shows us Iris in the mirror world, and then we jump out and then we continue on, unless it's meant to be kept a mystery as to what's going on. Maybe we're guessing whether it actually is our Iris or not. Then maybe they could play with the flashback technique, or maybe not reveal the whole sequence until later in the episode. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm intrigued. Now we do get Iris in black leather once again. I think we saw it in the promo images, and we also saw it in the trailer that was released after Crisis ended, so almost a month ago, which is pretty crazy to say. Now this is the typical I am now edgy look. Look at me, I'm edgy. But of course, similar to that trailer that we got almost a month ago, we see Iris smashing people up in bars, hitting people over the heads with bottles and stuff, and she has a bit of an attitude. It's a bit of a different Iris here. Now I am guessing that there will be some hashtag drama alert in this episode between Barry and Iris. And of course, no, I'm not talking about J Station at 3 AM, so don't get that in your heads. So I'm intrigued to see if it's over the top, because I don't think we want over the top drama. I think we just want something that feels natural, you know what I mean? So I think Barry will know something's up with Iris and try not to push it too much, and just maybe be there to try and either snap her out of it or try and save her from some sort of risky situation if needed. But we do hear Iris saying, I don't need saving, but it wouldn't surprise me if she will need saving at one point, just because how things are going. But I'm intrigued to see how it is, but hopefully it's not too over the top, because I don't think we need that. I don't think Iris is a character, but I don't think we need that drama, to be completely honest. Now, Aminette Black is back in this episode, as the synopsis does say. She's back in black. Hit the sack. Not too sure how many people wanted her back, but I'm not too fussed. I don't mind Aminette Black. She's a bit cheesy, let's be honest, but the Flash show is cheesy as well. So she sort of fits in. Even though sometimes she can go over the top a bit, I'm not going to lie there. Yeah, I don't mind it. I know why people hate her, I can understand it, but I don't really mind it too much. There's villains much worse than her, in my opinion. But Aminette here has a spear or bow staff of sorts, made from her gauntlet, which, I'm not gonna lie, it does look pretty cool. The VFX look pretty decent with it. I'm just gonna see. It's gonna be interesting to see if she can throw it, because technically she should be able to throw it, and then all the pieces should come back to her gauntlet, or the whole thing should come back to her gauntlet, and she can catch it if we base it off what she's done in the past with her gauntlet and all the little shards on there. So that could look really cool. So I'm excited to see how that might go. Now in this same picture here with Aminette and the gauntlet, you can see Iris over here over Aminette's left shoulder, but also directly behind Aminette is something in a protected capsule environment sort of thing that is glowing purple or pinky. We'll say purple. I don't really have a clear idea as to what it could be. Maybe it's something to do with Black Hole and what they are using as a power source or something like that for their weaponry or various things like that. Or it could be connected to something that Aminette wants personally. I am interested to find out. In regards to who they are facing here and I guess most likely protecting this thing from, it seems it is most likely the returning villain of Goldface, who we met last season, as we do see him in the promo images. Now, it is funny that it is a purple glowing thing that they're protecting from him, as he was the original Thanos in the MCU, so purple Thanos, you know what I mean? Well, the actor who plays Goldface was the original Thanos, not Goldface. Hopefully you understand that. Now, Aminette here looks like that Kim Kardashian meme where she's popping out from behind the bushes. Not sure if anyone understands that reference. If not, big foul from me. If so, probably still a big foul from everyone that understands that meme. So I just noticed it. I had a bit of a chuckle to myself. Did anyone else notice that? No? Let's continue. Now, we do have Barry saving Iris. As I said before, Barry will probably save Iris at some point, but it's in that same area where we saw Iris behind Aminette before. Now, Barry, here, appears to have some red lightning almost on him. He has mostly orange lightning, as he usually does, but there does appear to be some red. There is flickers of red as well, so I'll try and show you that at the right point on screen right now. And if that is legitimate red lightning, which it looks like, I wonder what the hell's going on here. Is it something to do with the negative speed force? Maybe due to, or it's follow on from the Bloodwork Control, where he was the quote unquote Dark Flash, even though I think we all knew it was a take on the Negative Flash. Or is it just something with the speed force getting stronger or something like that? I'm intrigued because there was even that thing in yesterday's episode where his hand, he had that power surge when he was in the Lian Yu Argus bunker that, was very out of the ordinary, just sort of random. So it seems that there's going to be some follow on with Barry either maybe not losing control of his powers, but maybe there being more power there than there was before. So maybe it is the speed force getting stronger, or it is something to do with the negative speed force. I'm intrigued to see where that goes, because I think they pretty much said that there's going to be a lot of Barry stuff that is surprising throughout this back half that does follow on from Crisis. So yeah, can't wait to see where that goes if they do anything with it in this episode. Now, another question is, will Aminette betray Barry and Iris? But I guess just mainly Iris. If you're taking bets, you would probably say yes, but who knows at this point? I mean, with Aminette, it's pretty much a roll of a dice. You never know what it's going to land on, what she's going to do. So I'll say yes, because it's Aminette, but who knows? Now, just one last thing to mention. In the synopsis, it talks about Killer Frost getting into the holiday spirit and attempting to help Allegra reconnect with an old love. Now, I did see some people saying that maybe this could do with Nash, but the way it's worded, like an old love, it makes it sound like a boyfriend or, I don't know, partner. I won't say just specifically boyfriend. I'd say it's probably that. It is interesting that there's no Nash in this episode in regards to the synopsis. And I don't know if Ralph is in the episode, but if he is, then maybe Ralph and Nash do something. I'm not saying they go on a date, but maybe Ralph and Nash do something. Maybe it's a man date. Maybe they go watch Bad Boys for Life. I don't know. They could go do that if they wanted to. We're not judging them. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there. If it is something to do with Nash, that would be interesting, but I think they might save that for a bit. And would Killer Frost know that? Nash would have to, like, confide in her, I guess, for that to happen. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on the video, on the trailer, what gets you most excited, what theories do you have, what do you think is going on with Iris, and everything like that. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.